Welcome to Spiedel's California Minute. I'm your host, Catherine Zidane. This week we're talking about holding a vacation home in an LLC and the California tax consequences. Spiedel's federal and California tax update is the best 8-hour update to prepare for tax season. Learn about using AI in your tax practice, the latest research credit developments, California conformity issues, and more. Get registered for a live seminar or webinar session at caltax.com. Many taxpayers believe it's a good idea to put a vacation home in an LLC for a variety of reasons, such as asset protection, ensuring the home stays in the family, record keeping, etc. Regardless of the reason why a vacation home is put in an LLC, taxpayers and tax professionals are often confused as to the tax consequences of putting the home in an LLC, especially the California tax consequences. For LLCs formed in California, the LLC will be required to file an LLC return, unless it elects to be taxed as a corporation, which would be unlikely, and pay the $800 annual tax. This is because it's considered to be doing business in California as a result of it being organized in California. This is true regardless of whether the vacation home is inside or outside California. However, according to a 2010 FTB News article, an out-of-state LLC whose only asset is a personal vacation home or a second home located out of state, and whose only member is a California resident, and that is a disregarded entity for tax purposes, is not necessarily required to register with the Secretary of State's office. Therefore, the LLC is not required to file a California LLC return and pay the annual tax and fee, because the entity is not doing business in California. If a vacation home is for personal use by the owner of the LLC, expenses associated with mere ownership of property, such as paying taxes, do not usually rise to the level of doing business, according to the FTB. However, if the home owned by the LLC is located in California, and that is the only property held by the LLC would be considered to be doing business in California under California's economic nexus provisions, because more than 25% of the LLC's property is located in California. Assuming that the only asset and activity of the LLC is the property, the following LLCs would be subject to California filing and paying the $800 annual tax: a California LLC with a principal residence in California, a California LLC with an out-of-state principal residence, a foreign LLC with a principal residence, vacation home, or second home in California, a California LLC with a vacation home or second home in California, and a California LLC with a vacation home or second home outside of California. The following LLCs would not be subject to California filing and paying the $800 annual tax: a foreign LLC with a vacation home or second home outside of California, and a foreign LLC with a principal residence outside of California. However, be aware that registration of an LLC with the California Secretary of State's office will always require filing and payment of the $800 annual tax. As an example, Janet, a California resident, has a condo in Colorado that she uses as a second home. It is owned by her Colorado single-member LLC. Janet does not rent out her condo. Although Janet pays some of the bills from California, she is not engaging in any transactions for the purpose of financial or pecuniary gain. Janet's LLC is not doing business in California, so the LLC is not required to register in California or pay the annual tax or fee. If a single member's vacation or second home was ever rented or even advertised for rent, then the basis for doing business may be triggered, depending on whether the single member actively engaged in a rent-related activity in California. So a single member LLC that rents the home on an occasional basis could give rise to doing business. Because of the highly factual nature of the issue, the FTB will not provide a chief counsel ruling on this issue. We cover LLC issues extensively in Spiedel's analysis and explanation of California taxes reference manual, the most complete and best-priced California tax guide available, and it includes periodic updates for major changes that happen during the year. You can pre-order a print or online version of the 2025 edition at caltax.com under Publications. That's all for this week. Join us next time for another episode of Spiedel's California Minute.